Jeez.
Hey up troops, it's A Littleton here again with another video, and guess what? We're going to be looking at Ash. So yeah, Ash. Everyone knows Ash. She's been out since the game was released. Everybody knows her utility. Most people think they know what her job is these days. However, I'm here to give you a different side of things. I'm here to say Ash is not the typical Ash rushing, barricade charging, run inside, either die straight away or get 3 kills operator that we used to know and love. I'm here to tell you that Ash is actually more of a flex operator these days. With a couple of recent changes that Ash has had to her gadget, especially the Mira change most recently, which we'll talk about shortly, I now think that Ash is much better suited as being on the flex side of things, where you're still going to be getting kills with Ash. You know, I'm not saying she's now hard support where you stand outside the building on your drone. Absolutely get in the mix, but she offers way more to the team now than I believe people thought she used to back in the day when Ash and the sort of Ash Jaeger main stereotype was knocking around. So we'll have a quick look at the loadout and then we'll get stuck into exactly what it is I think Ash is good at these days and why I think she's more of a flex operator and why I think you need to be changing the way you play her. It's enough waffling. Let's get stuck into it. So we'll just have a quick look at Ash's loadout before we get into the gameplay, and you can't argue with it at all, can you? Two of arguably the best primaries on attack with the G36 and the R4C. Yes, you get a couple of side choices with the G36. You can put a 1.5 on compared to the R4C where you've just got your choice of 1Xs. You've then got the two decent sidearms, the M45 and the 5.7. The two main differences really is the 5.7 has a way higher capacity but much less damage, 42 and 20 capacity, compared to the M45, which has much less capacity at 7, but does much more damage at 58. So if you feel like you're going to hit your shots with your pistol, take the M45, because it really does pack a punch damage-wise. Or if you want to get a couple more shots off, take the 5.7, because you get 20 rounds in there. Then you've got breaching charges and claymores. I actually really like playing Ash as a vertical operator now. She's way more of a flex operator, like we've already spoke about earlier, rather than just an entry fragger these days. But I do feel like taking breaching charges just gives you so much more options to open vertical play. Don't forget as well, you've got the breaching round as well. Coupled with 3 breaching charges gives you the opportunity to open 5 lines of sight above, or, you know, it's a pretty big area of the floor if you're playing above. You think Cafe, playing above, that's so much of the floor you're going to be able to open up. Obviously, claymores if you need to stop runouts and flanks, etc., etc. But in terms of a loadout, it's right up there, isn't it? The G36 and R4C, there's not many better weapons on attack than those two. So let's get on to the first major change with Ash recently then, and I'm sure we've all been in this situation. Oh, we've all done that, right? Now, traditionally, what you could do is either smoke this area, you could send a Twitch drone round, which is not very reliable here. You could sense off the area. You could fire a grenade into here, just run up and try and punch it. Well, don't worry about that now, because we've got a direct counter to Mira all the way from Ash. And the beauty of it is, you don't ever need to peek the actual Mira to destroy it. So obviously you're going to have to worry about someone swinging from elbow. You know, this is the place where the smoke used to hold when he had a shield. Nowadays, you see anyone holding here, really. I still play smoke there, because I think smoke's still quite underrated now he lost his shield. But the beauty of this is, the Mira can't kill you from here, right? The Mira can kill you from here once you peek this angle. But as long as you're here, the Mira's not going to kill you. Now, Ash directly counters Mira, so all we've got to do is fire a breaching charge into the Mira. The breaching charge will almost, like, burrow into the Mira, and it will crack the Mira as if I'd just gone up to it and punched it. Look at that. Mira now can't see out of that. Let's just nip around and I'll show you. Where the Mira? Oh no, we can't see out of it. It's literally like somebody just came to the other side and punched it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Bandit doesn't stop that. Even if this Mira's bandited, Bandit doesn't stop that. Even if you put a Bandit charge on whilst the Ash charge is going off, it doesn't stop it. Cade doesn't stop it. Mute doesn't stop it. If you use a Zotto canister from Tubarão, it freezes the Ash charge, but once the ice melts, the Ash charge goes off. There's nothing you can do. It's an insane counter to one of the strongest defenders in the game. How long have we been banning Mira in attack? Like it's on defense whilst we're attacking. It's been going on for ages because she's so strong. Well, now Ash is the literal direct counter, and it's so good to be able to do it. So like I said at the beginning, you've got to think Ash now is more of a flex op. Ash just isn't a run in and try and get kills operator anymore. You've got to do a bit of something for the team, especially when you've got an ability or the opportunity to get rid of something as strong as a Mira as easily as we just showed you there. So the Mira change was something new, but what we're about to go through now is nothing new, but is now more valuable than ever. I wish we could shoot the radio. In fact, bear with me. Let me get onto the other PC quickly. And we can, if I take control Bandit here, thank God for that. Right, let me just get back onto recording. So, excuse me. There's a minor technical error there. I should have shot the video. Right then, so what we're about to show you now is getting denial from below. Now, it's been around since forever. Since Ash was brought into the game, Ash has been countering bandit from below. However, that is now more valuable than ever because nading from below is no longer an option. So you've got the wall here. Just an FYI, whenever you're doing this, you always want to look for this ceiling fan. And you want to go just behind the ceiling fan. If you need a marker, like this is the wrong side of the wall, ceiling fan, just behind it, that's where you want to be aiming. So, the beauty of Ash, obviously, is you can just do this without going inside the map. You don't need to be Buck. Buck needs to be here. Getting the denial from there. Don't forget, by the way, you can in some areas. I'm just trying to see if you could vault up there. Then I'm sure you used to be able to vault on that. I was going to say Sledge can stand on things and sledge from below. But anyway, you don't have to be Buck and get in below. You can just do it from the window. You can't do it with grenades anymore. Yes, you can do it with Zephyr. But now, more important than ever, now that grenading from below is no longer an option, being able to get the denial from below is so helpful. Look at where the ceiling fan is. Look at where that wall is. Just behind the ceiling fan here. You can see that the other bandit battery somewhere there. But it's so easy to get things off the wall from outside. And there's many different maps as well where you can get denial from the wall. Denial off the wall from below, like there's one on Night Haven, there's loads of different maps, Skyscraper, where you can do that for the rest of the team. And yes, it's more valuable than ever now because you used to just stand here with Sledge or with Iona when she had nades, or whoever it is that you chose who had nades, you could just stand here and get the denial off the wall so easy. Now that the grenade cooking is gone, that's not so easy anymore. Since we've talked about classic Ash getting the denial from below, let's also talk about the other thing Ash can do, which is Ash rushing, but there's a benefit to Ash rushing sometimes. One, we've got a couple of bits of utility here. We're going to have to pretend that's like an Elamine or it's a Fenrir gadget or something like that. I know you probably wouldn't put a Fenrir there, you'd put it up here, but in which case you'd just fire your Ash charge somewhere else on the door. But let's pretend there is something there for now. The beauty of Ash rushing or getting rid of the barricade with Ash is you can fire one breaching charge in the corner of the door and it's going to get rid of the barricade and what's on the other side. Barbed wire destroyed, gas grenade or whatever, whatever you want to call that, say it was an Elamine, whatever, that's also destroyed as well. You can then follow that in and rush in. But what tends to happen is, let me just jump back onto smoke and I'll put the barricade back up. And I'll put the barbed wire back down. And let's just say I'm playing elbow as smoke here. What the smoke will be doing is he'll be waiting for this sound. And he'll know that obviously the barricade's now open. But he'll also now know that he's got one more sort of lifeline, so to speak, before he has to peek because he's going to hear that barbed wire. Ash just completely gets rid of that for him. Obviously, you can swing it straight away. Let me just chuck the barricade up one more time. It's just... Oh, I'm too far outside. It's just one more line of defense that you get rid of with one bit of utility. Like, it's weird because, like, Ash's breaching round and breaching charge, whatever you want to call it, has been in the game since day one. And it's the most obvious... One of the most synonymous gadgets in the game, other than maybe Jaeger's ADS and Sledge's hammer. It's right up there with the most synonymous gadget. But all of a sudden, I'm like, actually, you know what? This is beyond just destroying a barricade and running in. You can get other value for it, like the barbed wire underneath. But obviously, you can fire it in the corner and then rush in as well as you do it. And destroy, make it a bit of a rush as well. Thank you to Smoke on the elbow there. But you can see that you can get advantage from it. I know that an Ash rush is nothing new. But just don't forget it's still possible. Again, this is another obvious one, but with gadgets being so prominent now when it comes to defense, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about getting rid of a few more things like Azami barricades in a second, but don't forget, just as basic as it sounds, you can get rid of things like that from here. I know that's super obvious with an Ash charge, but throwing an Ash charge into a barricade, running into the map and dying straight away means that that Maestro cam stays alive. I know we've just talked about Ash rushing, but what I'm talking about there more really is getting rid of the barricade, but also the utility that's on the other side. Don't just give your life up as Ash and not be able to get rid of utility like that to help your team. Like, I know that is the literal most basic thing you can do with an Ash breaching round, but you would not believe the amount of people that just forget that's even possible, and the idea of the Ash breaching round just doesn't even enter the mind that they can get rid of utility with it. Cheers, Maestro. You're here somewhere, pal. Maestro? Don't forget about arguably one of the best defenders, if not the best defender at the moment for holding certain sites and certain setups. I mean, Azami's just great almost everywhere. But Ash is a direct counter to Azami. Look at this angle Azami can hold. Let me just swap onto Azami here. She can crouch. She can peek around the side of that key bit. Look at that nasty little angle. You can just see her head there. Let me move out a little bit. You just see ahead. Nasty little angle. Obviously, compete both sides. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. This is really odd to do on a second PC. Compete both sides of that as well. Nasty angle to hold. A Gon 6 is only going to get rid of one of those. Ash, again, make sure you shoot closest to the side to the other Kiva. Both Kivas gone. Now, this is not only prominent here on Oregon Basement. This is one example, but the one that I think about most is Cafe Top 4, where you've got Azami playing in piano, and it's so difficult to take piano. Ash is literally there to counter that exact setup with how much the grenade, breaching round, charger, launch, whatever you want to call it, counts as the Kiva barriers. Cheers, Azami. And finally, as we said at the start of the video, when it comes to vertical play, don't forget how much verticality that Ash has with 3 breaching rounds and 2 breaching charges. Sorry, 3 breaching charges and 2 breaching rounds. We're going to pretend we're attacking onto kitchen dining on Oregon now. So we're just going to open up some verticality. Three breaching charges and 2 breaching rounds. 3 breaching charges and 2 breaching rounds. That's easy to get wrong. Look how much of the floor we've got up here. Any site where you can play vertically, you're going to benefit from bringing Ash as a vertical operator. Yes, Buck and Sledge are going to be sort of more specialized at doing that role, but Ash can easily do that. Is Zafir the same? Zafir has exactly the same amount of vertical options as well. But again, this lends Ash into being more of a flex role now than the standard sort of entry fragger. She still makes a great entry fragger, don't get me wrong, as we saw down on the blue double door rush with the barbed wire. She still makes a great entry fragger. Still 3 speed, still has this tiny little hitbox, still a great entry fragger. However, the things that she can do now with the mirror, with the vertical play, and people sort of forgetting that Ash actually is rather flexible. I think she just makes for a great flex pick at the moment. So there we have it. In my opinion, the way you play Ash should change. She offers way more to the team than the textbook run-in, maybe die, maybe get 3 kills, maybe get an ace, maybe get 1 kill, etc. I think just the way you play her requires you to just take a little bit of a step back these days. Look at what the enemy's got on a team. Take advantage of the utility that she brings to the round. If you take the advice, and it's good advice for you, let me know in the comments below. I really like hearing about when people have listened to something or watched something and gone, you know what, I'm going to try that and it works. There's no better feeling when I make these videos to know that that's happening. Thank you for watching the video. I might make the videos, but what's the point if there's nobody out there to watch them? So whether you've watched it once, twice, 10 times, 100 times, thank you very, very much for getting involved with the channel, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!